Whoa, I'm on a boat. Whoa, the ocean, the waves, they're so big and they're crashing down on me. Whoa, look, look at all this editing. Wow. He must be really putting an effort into this video, huh? Yeah. Welcome back, guys, to another Captain Patriot video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm looking at something kind of interesting, not super interesting, but kind of interesting. That's Amandla Stenberg's. She made a video talking about the cancelation, the ending, the destruction of the Acolyte. It's done. It's over. There's not going to be any more seasons. Oh, boo. Oh. There's going to be no more. There's not going to be any more of the Acolyte. Praise the heavens. There is a God. And I was just reading on her on her website or on equalitynow.org for Amandla Stenberg. The highlighted section of this. Okay, I'm going to read this real quick. Amandla is an inspiration and a glimpse of the bright future of feminism as a gay, non-binary, intersectional feminist who uses she/they pronouns, paves the way for feminists of all ages. Who paves the way? Wait, paves the way? I'm pretty sure the feminists came way before her. She's paving the way. She's the one who's, she's the first. She did it first, guys. In case you didn't know, Amandla Stenberg, she did it first. Whose identity has not historically been represented or embraced by the women's movement in the United States. Yeah, because you just threw a bunch of made up nonsensical words. You're just making up nonsense words. And this is what I'm saying. This is the sea of stupidity, okay? This is the legitimate sea of stupidity that we're all on. We're all on this boat, and we're all looking at this and scratching our heads and going, how could anyone be this stupid? Anyways, let's just take a look at the video and see what she has to say.
Our Star Wars show has been canceled. And I'm gonna be transparent and say that it's not a huge shock for me. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality, but for those who aren't aware, there has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept, when no one had even seen it. And that's when we started experiencing a rampage of, I would say, hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us.
Yes, the hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, the prejudiced and hatred and hateful language directed at the cast. This is the same tune we hear from so many different woke shows nowadays, and it seems to be always the same, right? It's always aimed at people who don't like the show because it's either low quality, poorly written, poorly acted, poorly directed, poorly lit, whatever it might be. It always boils down to those criticisms aren't valid because the people who are criticizing the show are hateful bigots who hate black people and hate women, right? It's always it's the same tune, it's the same song, and it never changes and it never will until we really start standing up for what we believe in, which is quality. We're not talking about the fact that, oh, you completely destroyed the show when you added Darth Plagueis into it when he didn't need to be and shouldn't have been. We're not going to talk about the fact that you're just shoehorning in fat Jedis just because. We're not going to talk about, anything actually related to the quality. We're just going to talk about, oh, how everyone who's criticizing the show is bigoted, hateful, misogynistic, prejudiced, ultra conservative, blah, 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 right? There's no actual real authentic, there's no real attempt to actually understand people's criticisms of this show. Rather, it's just easier for them to basically wipe all the criticism away and just say that everyone who criticizes the show is hateful and bigoted, right? Of course, that's the natural response coming from someone like this.
Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I said, white people crying, what's the goal?
And this really affected me when I first got the job.
Okay, so then maybe don't call your fans and your audience and the people who are watching the show bigots and misogynists and ultra MAGA, extremists and things like that. Maybe then you'll be more received by the audience.
And I have to thank Leslie Headland, who I just fucking love that bitch. She just... Maybe the last thing I want to say on the subject is that we all exist in the context of all in which we live.
Okay, wait. That sounds oddly familiar to me, including the laughing at the end right there. That sounds oddly familiar for some reason. Reminds me of this person a little bit.
What can be, unburdened by what has been.
Okay, so this time, szanowna pani redaktor.
We all exist within the context of which we live. Could you use more words to say less? Just curious. Could you use more words to say less? Because to me, you didn't say anything right there. It's strikingly similar to stuff that Kamala says. We all exist within the context of which we live. Okay. All right. Use more words to say nothing, why don't you?
But I'm serious. Let's vote, y'all. Let's vote.
Well, folks, she ends the video with telling you to go out and vote, obviously in reference to the 2024 election coming up soon. And it got me thinking a little bit, I see that obviously we're not getting a season 2 of The Acolyte. And I think that's because no one wanted to spend their money or their time watching this show. And I think that's a good thing. I think we should be, as consumers, as people who are spending our money on, different TV shows or different products, I think we should, as consumers, as buyers of said product, be conscientious of where our money is going and to what causes.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
And it's clear to me, when it comes to Disney products, the quality has gone down drastically in the last 5 years. Obviously, it's been accelerated by COVID and by inflation. However, I don't think that's an excuse for why we're receiving low-tier garbage content like The Acolyte. So I'm glad to see it being canceled. I don't care about any of the people who, worked on this. I don't really care about their opinions on this. I'm glad the show is canceled. I think it makes sense because truthfully, they're making something no one asked for. They're making something for an audience that doesn't exist. And when the audience that they should be aiming this content for, they should be making it for, the core audience of Star Wars, they don't care at all. Instead, they call them bigots or homophobe or whatever phobe. And, obviously people are sick and tired of it. People are sick and tired of the woke messaging. People are sick and tired of the identity politics, of people shoehorning in their messaging into, beloved IPs. And this is the result. You get people who just don't care, don't want to watch your content, don't want to watch your new movie or your new show because it's filled with woke nonsense, and people just want good content. That's really all people want now. And unfortunately, this is what we get, from Disney, a large corporation that has the money, has the funds, has the resources to make really good movies and TV shows, but instead they give us this. So I think people are pretty over it. I think people are sick and tired of it. I think people are in general sick and tired of the political agendas being shoehorned into TV shows and movies. And, for that reason, I'm not paying for Disney Plus. I will never pay for Disney Plus. It just seems like a waste of money. And I think right now as consumers, we need to be more conscientious of where we're spending our money and to make sure we're not giving it to corporations or businesses that hate us. Star Wars is obviously a big one, and it's one that a lot of people know, and it's recognizable. It's widely loved and widely appreciated. And unfortunately, it's become something of a mockery. It's become a joke. It has become, something to point and laugh at. It's been something that content creators on YouTube can just basically rip apart because it is so low quality. It feels disingenuous. It doesn't feel authentic at all. It doesn't feel like there was any true love or kindness or attention to detail put into The Acolyte. And that's why we're not getting a season 2. It's not because evil chuds, evil bigots, evil whatever you want to call them, the alt-right or ultra MAGA conservatives. It's none of that. Okay. The truth is, if you made something of high quality, even if it was a little woke, it would still do well. And I'm looking at Fallout. When Fallout came out, obviously it had some woke moments, some woke sayings in there, but overall the quality was good and people watched it, people enjoyed it. So, it becomes an issue when you shoehorn your message in and you don't focus at all on quality. You just think that because you have a message in there that your show's good. Unfortunately, that's not the case when you look at the Acolyte being canceled. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.